What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, Something. Hit the keys. Here today to do a quick review and demonstration over Ozone 12 by Izotope. That is right, Ozone 12 is here. There's a few different modules. The best part to me is that they have upgraded the AI mastering, and it does a much better job. So let's go ahead and take a look here at Ozone 12. When you open up Ozone 12, it's going to look like this. They've done a few different things. So like when you go to add your modules now, you'll see they have them split up. So it makes it a little easier to find what you want. So you have over here your core, you know what I'm saying, plugins, or you know what I'm saying, tools that you could use. Because granted, these are all standalone plugins, but this is in a plugin. So you guys get what I'm saying. But you can use any of these effects. So these are your modern ones. You got a few new things here in modern. So you've got this bass control, you've got this stem EQ, and you've got this unlimiter. Stem EQ is really solid. And then you have your vintage stuff over here. One of the major changes to the software, which I love, is when you come over here to auto learn, now you can custom auto learn. And so now you can pick between different targets. So there's a whole bunch more targets now. They've broken everything down into more subcategories. So as you see, like, if you were like an EDM fan in the past and you were trying to use this, they didn't have everything broken down. It was just EDM. But now you have like dubstep, you have drum and bass, you know what I'm saying? You have future bass, you got house, you got everything broken down into more categories for you, which makes this pretty solid. And then over here in the processing, which is nice too, is you can turn off whatever you want to turn off in the processing. So like, let's say you're like, I don't really like the impact and the clarity whenever it adds it to my processing. You can just take it off and then it'll take that off for you. So that's solid there too. You've got your LUFS right here. So your loudness meters for LUFS. So you can set this up. We'll just set this to 12. But you can set that up how you want to. And then down here at the bottom, you have like a analysis time. So before it was 8 bars is what it would take to analyze your track. Now you can go up to 32 bars or up to 1 minute. They recommend to just go the loudest 8 bars in the track, because if you go the loudest 8 bars in the track, it's not going to make the program work so hard. So they said the reason why they can't do like 2.5, 3 minutes on the listening is because it's just too much information for Ozone to process. So your best bet is to just go with the 8 bars and go from there. So before we go into this though, I want to go back to the main relearn. So I want to go back to the main screen of relearn, because I never got a good one-click Ozone master, right? So I guess, let's stop. So before we go, you guys have heard this track before. I've used this on the last mastering video that I did. But this is just a little bit of the track you can hear.
That we feel on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception appear with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip hop is culture, so there is the.
All right, so just this first time I'll make you go through the one click while it's mastering. I won't make you go through that every other time we mess with this though. So this is how long it's gonna take for it to go through.
That we feel on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception appear with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip hop is culture, so there is the fine. They swearing they MC with merry-go rhymes. I'm stopping them out with their terrible lines. They never told us who the popular vote is, so I'm here to show my ass just like the POTUS. Taking out rappers and eras that notice. Raise your message.
All right, so that's the starting point. I just wanted you guys to see, if you've never seen Ozone before, how long it takes to get through. And then it'll give you all this right here. So it'll give you like dynamics match, width match, clarity amount, stabilizer amount, stuff like that that you can mess with, which is pretty cool. It figured out for me the target already. So it was like, this is hip hop. So, and then it basically took it through the hip hop learning path, which actually does a better job for this plugin in my opinion. But now it kind of sounds like this. This is just what I got before I started messing with it.
That we feel on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception appear with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip hop is culture, so
that's kind of loud and aggressive, but it's better than what I used to get in my opinion. But then you have this stuff over here that you can mess with too. So let's go.
That we feel on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception appear with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip hop is culture, so there is the fine. They swearing they MC with merry-go rhymes. I'm stopping them out with their.
All right, so then now as we get, you see I just made a few changes. I turned down the dynamics match, the width match, all that a little bit. because I still feel like the mix is a little aggressive. But you can come over here and you see now I changed my vocals because they turned the vocals up a little bit. They thought the vocals needed to be louder. I thought they could be a little bit lower.
That we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip hop is culture.
And so then you'll see it added all this stuff on there for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it did that for me. Let's go ahead and go back here and let's go relearn, right? So now we're gonna go custom. Let's see if we can get a better master than that one. So let's just go classic hip hop. I want my loudness to be like negative 12 LUFS or so. We'll go 12 and a half. Output level, we'll pull the dBs down a little bit too. 8 bars. We're gonna leave all this stuff on and we're gonna see if this makes any bit of a difference. So I'm gonna fast. I'm not gonna play all the assistant stuff. All right, so now this is what the new master gave us.
That we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design.
So now I like that master a little bit better. I obviously could be a little bit tighter. I'm still gonna pull the vocal balance down a little bit.
That we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip hop is culture so there is to find. They swearing they MC with merry-go rhymes. I'm stopping them out with their terrible lines. They never told us who the popular vote is, so I'm here to show my ass.
So just like that, really quickly, now you can start dialing the master a little bit different. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're going to reload the plugin. Just so we can start from scratch. Now, this is an issue I've been having. I just wanted you guys to see this too. This is probably because I have a beta version. But if you have this error, I'm pretty sure that'll be patched up quick. If you have this error on a Mac, all you gotta do is hit replace and then go back to Ozone 12, and then it'll just open it up. And so even if you have a bunch of presets and stuff going already, it'll load everything back up. It won't get rid of the project that you're currently working on. So just make sure you come over here and replace it with the same program. So now let's go into some of the new modules. So the stem UQ is pretty fire in my opinion, because what it does is basically, you know how AI technology is splitting stems with everything nowadays. So it's splitting the stems and it's allowing you to EQ the stems. So you'll see here, it's got vocal, it's got bass, it's got drum, and then this is going to be all your melodic sounds, just like all the stem splitters and everything. It's kind of dope that the stem splitting separation technology is getting into mastering plugins and stuff. But you'll see if I just push play and I come over here to the vocals and I start giving it like a high shelf, it's going to, you know, it's just going to help you with your mixes or your masters if you get a bad mix.
That we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip hop is culture so there is to find. They swearing they MC with merry-go rhymes. I'm stopping them out with their.
So you can hear clear as day that we were getting more from that vocal, but we'll just exaggerate some of these bands so that you guys can just hear them. So we'll go to bass and drums next.
That we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip hop is culture so there is to find. They swearing they MC with merry-go rhymes. I'm stopping them out with their terrible lines. They never told us who the popular vote is, so I'm here to show my ass just like the POTUS. Taking out rappers and eras that notice. Where is your message? You change the focus to ass, titties, titties, bash, cash, bitties, fitties, flash, feud, shitty, smash through the city. I don't just be talking shit, pop up in your metropolis on you just like the coppers is on these niggas that rock the grip. What you spitting, kid, not till it. None of your homies knocking it, feeding and.
All right, so could you guys hear as I was gradually lifting this stuff up? Like you could hear like the melodies, like the little piano part getting louder.
That we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in.
And the horns got a little bit louder because of the EQ.
That we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip hop is culture.
So this tool is just good in order for you to be able to quickly dial in. And then you can also delta everything. So you can solo it just to hear what it sounds like. Yeah, it's not as clean as you would think it would be though compared to everything else. But I guess this is just other. It's pulling everything. What does this drum sound like solo?
They swearing they MC with merry-go rhymes. I'm stopping them out with their terrible lines. They never told that to the popular voters, so I'm here to show my ass just like.
Hopefully they get that a little bit cleaner on the next Ozone, because you're still hearing a lot of background information in the drums, in the vocals and stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Good attempt though, but it's still fire. And really, when you're messing with it, you can't tell because everything's still blended together. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty solid there too. They've got another module called bass control. I probably won't use this module very much. I probably won't use bass control or unlimiter, if you want me to be honest with you guys. Bass control is all right though. But basically, so let me mute this so I can explain to you guys as the screen's going. It'll make sense here in just 1 second. I'm just gonna copy one section of the song. I don't even know what section this is. And then I'm going to remember what I said about this Ozone. So when I shut this window down and I bring it back up, it does this. So now you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. But if I come over here and I just replace it with Ozone 12, again, I think this is because I have a beta version. Boom, it just brings up exactly where I was at. So now we have this bass control where it's going to help you balance your bass in your kick drum. How can I explain this the best way? I guess I can just show you better than I can tell you. All right, so basically, as you guys see, this is reading the song as it's going. So you guys can't see the song is actually playing in the background, but it's muted on the master track. So I can explain this. So this is basically reading your kick and your bass information together. So you see right here at the beginning of this transient, you know what I'm saying? It's a kick going into a bass. You can see where it's the kick going into the bass. You know what I'm saying? Kick going into a bass. And so you can see how long the bass is sustained and everything. And basically where the kicks and the bass start. So it helps you understand your bass and kick relationship. So now I'm going to unmute this and we'll go through these knobs just a little bit. So again, this this is killing me right now though. I ain't gonna hold y'all, Ozone. It's killing me. But so we bring this up and now I know down here at the bottom you have sustain power and then you have peak control. So sustain power is going to be like upward compression. And then peak control is going to allow you to basically, if you come down to dirty, it's going to allow you to make this a hard clipper. And then it's going to clip it really hard, but you're going to get a cleaner sound over here. So let's go ahead and mess with some of these knobs and, you know what I'm saying, get this thing going. It's just going to start in the middle of the song.
Sitting back like an ottoman, quarterback in a monogram, paper stacking a model.
I forgot to mention these right here, these balls. Pause. These are basically the target area in which the bass is sitting, and then this is the target area of where the punch is sitting. When you move this around, you're going to notice the ball is going to come over here and it's going to resonate, whether it's going to be a punchier or it's going to be, you know, a little more smoother.
Sitting back like an ottoman, quarterback in a monogram, paper stacking a model, then make it happen, no lotto plan. Set up shop like a taco stand, the aficionado and fire like Colorado. Strand Savage call me the macho man. Or mankind, I'm McFoley. Are you Goku? Are you Broly? Do you hold it down for the Brodies? Just know when I come through, man, shot split heads like.
So did you guys notice when I turned up this, obviously the bass got thicker, and then when I turned up the kick, obviously it got a little punchier. Not too much punchier, but a little punchier.
Sitting back like an ottoman, quarterback in a monogram, paper stacking a model, then make it happen, no lotto plan. Set up shop like a taco stand, the aficionado and fire like Colorado. Strand Savage call me the macho man. Or mankind, I'm McFoley.
So it makes a subtle difference here with this peak control.
Sitting back like an ottoman, quarterback in a monogram, paper stacking a model, then make it happen, no lotto plan. Set up shop like a taco stand, the aficionado and fire like Colorado. Strand Savage call me the macho man. Or mankind, I'm McFoley. Are you Goku? Are you Broly? Do you hold it down for the Brodies? Just know when I come through, man, shots split heads like goalies. You can praise the law, but just know the situation was already holy. On the roads to American dreams, you could call me Cody. I'm old school, 44, I still sip on them.
So you can hear it kind of doing its job as you start turning the knob up. You can kind of hear that upward compression.
Sitting back like an ottoman, quarterback in a monogram, paper stacking a model, then make it happen, no lotto plan. Set up shop like a taco stand, the aficionado and fire like a...
So I mean, all right. Again, probably not what I would be using. You know, just not a tool I would probably use in the Ozone. You know, no hate, just got to be real with y'all. And then the last new plugin in the suite, or the last new effect, or whatever you want to call it in the suite, is called an Unlimiter. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I mean, I know what it's supposed to do, but I don't have any tracks that are super limited, because it's supposed to take a track that's over limited and it's supposed to get some of those dynamics back for you. And so I just can't. I mean, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I couldn't. I tried to put Ozone on this and over maximize the track, but I couldn't get the results that I was looking for. So somebody else is gonna probably be able to demonstrate this a little bit better than I am. You know, obviously this is new to me too, like everybody else. And then there's one more thing that they added here too as well, to this new version of Ozone. So if you come into your maximizer, they have a whole bunch of IRCs, which they call intelligent release control. And these intelligent release controls, they all do different things. So like a couple of them, they might add a little bit of distortion or saturation to your kicks and drums. Some take it out, some make them more crisp, more balanced, so on and so forth. The difference that this makes for the average listener, or the average producer, or the average person that masters, is the bare minimum. You're not going to be able to hear it. So I'm not really going to go through all these, because you're not going to be able to hear it unless you just like isolate it on a drum and like a vocal or something like that. But it's really hard to hear in the mix. I can barely hear the difference between like one or two of them. So I'm not going to sit here on the internet and be like, oh, did you hear the difference between that? Oh, did you hear the difference between that? Because that's not even genuine. So but that's kind of everything that's new here in Izotope 12. What are my final thoughts, or what are my thoughts? I guess my opening, my beginning, or my what are my thoughts on Ozone 12, I guess. Being honest, if you already have Ozone 11, you probably don't need Ozone 12. If you have Ozone 10, you probably don't need Ozone 12. But if you're on like Ozone 9, it's probably time to upgrade to Ozone 10, because there's so much more in the between them. I think that, as always, Ozone's a good product. I like Izotope. I think they make good stuff. I think Ozone is fire. The fact that I think that the algorithm is better for the mastering is like phenomenal, because that was always my biggest issue with Ozone. I loved all the plugins in Ozone, so I don't really have a problem making my own mastering chain or anything like that. But if the plugin's supposed to be AI, and the AI is supposed to work almost good enough, but it never works good enough for my genre of music, this upgrade to me was good, because y'all heard me. I just slapped it on there, figured out the genre, and it kind of did a decent job. I only had to make a couple of different changes. I think that's cool. And I think that Stem EQ is super fire too. I think that's a solid tool to get in your mastering kit, because it'll allow you to help fix some problem mixes and stuff like that. The bass control's cool, but it's just probably not something I'm going to use, because I'm already going to have my bass tame and in order before I get to that point of mastering. So overall, obviously, I think Ozone 12 is great, but I just don't know if you have the past two Ozones, or one of the past two. Just being honest, I don't know if the upgrade's worth it. I mean, $99, I guess, ain't bad for a new algorithm, but you have to just figure that out for yourself. So make sure, if you guys do like this content, though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell, so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. I appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.